Hardy's Hardos, we're back already. Spinny, it took us 2.5 months to record that NBA episode, but here we are back, 2 days later? Look at us go.
We're back to it, baby. We got Ben keeping us
Yeah,
alive.
Ben is just
back-to-backs.
He's just a jack of all trades. This is his third ep. He was on college football, NBA, and now an NFL segment. 3 different segments for Ben.
Who knows what's up? And our boy Ron, 5th grade
back
teacher,
at it.
balling out. Let's go. Thank you for being here, boys. I'm excited for this one, Bus. This is always a fun one. I get to have a way better fucking draft than you.
No, you don't.
Awesome. Look at my headline.
No,
My headline.
I know.
There.
You always have to just throw me in somehow.
Bummy Bus.
About me.
This
guy's ridiculous.
The guy normally known as Fentanyl Fetty will be Bummy Bus for today.
I'm sick of this dude. All right, we're gonna listen to Jack before Spinny says anything else out of pocket. All right. All right. You already know who has pick 1 in this draft. That is the man wearing the greatest receiver of all time jersey right here. Julio Jones. Respect to the man. Retiring. You know I had to rep him. Spinny, I know you're going to give me that look. That's why I had to say it. Just to piss you off. Nothing? No words? Okay. Good.
No, I just, it's so impossibly. Man's not even as good as Antonio Brown. I don't know how you can say.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
Fair enough.
We're not getting into this.
Time versus prime. Tell me I'm wrong. That's all I got to say.
All right. That's fine. Pick 1. Titans are on the board. I don't really think this dude is the best available prospect, but there's 0 chance they run it back with Will Levis, obviously. So I am taking Cam Ward here at pick 1 for the Titans.
Pick 2 was an interesting one for me, because I feel like it's an absolute lock, but it's also the Browns. So, like,
that's a good point.
The fuck-up ability is very high. So, I'm going to go with Travis Hunter, but I actually think it could be a lot of other different people based off of Cleveland's history of being an absolute dumpster fire. So, just wanted to preface that.
Fair point, honestly.
If we're drafting Travis Hunter, does Travis Hunter get to play both sides, or is he just sticking to one side, Spin?
Yeah, what's your prediction, Spin?
I think
good question.
I think a smart coach would put him on defense and give him plays on offense, because I think defense is more of a position in the NFL where you have to practice it and play it every day to be good, especially DB. Like, I feel like you need those reps more than whereas on offense, like, you can easily get him 20 to 25 snaps a game where you just give him the fucking ball in weird different ways and let him do his thing. So, like, I feel like that's probably the move if he really is interested in playing both sides of the ball.
I think you have to also think about, this is the NFL. These are grown men. You know, the Big 12 has some wide receivers at Colorado State that are communications majors. So I think that there's a next level, and there's probably some growing pains, but it'd be really cool to see. We were too young to see Deion Sanders do it, but it'd be kind of cool to see somebody now do it as well.
Facts.
Pick 3. The Giants.
So I get the pleasure of being both New York teams' pick, so that's pretty sweet.
Oh, lovely.
But I just want real quick on Travis Hunter. I actually think that they are going to let him try to play both sides of the ball. I think especially first year, it will look a lot like Deion Sanders, just kind of sprinkled in on offense, you know. But yeah, I don't know if it'll be successful or not. And I do think he is a better cornerback prospect, but I think they'll give it a shot. Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to. None of us made this point, so I feel like I need to make it right now. The counter argument is wide receiver is way more vital to winning
Basketball.
Volleyball.
Okay.
And they get way
Volleyball,
bigger
basketball.
bags.
Wide receivers are way more important to winning football games
Right,
in
Ron.
the current NFL structure than corners are. I know you can. I get where you're coming from, but like if you don't have a top tier receiver, you're not winning games for the most part. Like if we're looking back at the last,
Unless you're Patrick Mahomes
unless you're Patrick
Or Tom
Mahomes,
Brady.
only exception. But like,
or Brady, yeah.
well, yeah, but if you're looking outside of those guys, everyone has a true number one that's a go-to guy or a sprinkling of really above average guys. So
I mean, the
yeah,
Eagles have freaking
but-
A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Saquon Barkley.
How much easier is it to find a really good receiver compared to a really good corner?
agreed. Definitely easier right now to play receiver.
So I mean, there's just different ways to look at it. Yeah.
Agreed.
But anyways, I was strongly considering taking Jackson Dart, but I don't think that they would realistically take him at 3. I think they would trade back to take him. New York, the Giants, I'm talking here.
Yep.
But I see Abdul Carter sitting there, and you can't pass up. You got to take him.
You got to take him. Yeah,
I'm going Abdul Carter with number 3.
that's the right pick.
Absolutely. And we have no idea what Brian Burns is going to do too. You might as well get somebody, Kevon Thibodeau, get him out of there. We got a new fresh blood, save some money. The Pats are picking at 4. Gosh, for the longest time, the Pats were usually picking 31, 32. It's a new era in New England. Mike Vrabel with the attitude era, 4-13 last year, bottom of the AFC East. They need to protect Drake May. Drake May is going to be the guy for some years to come. So I think we're going to take Will Campbell out of LSU at number 4. Put some big boys up front. Let Drake sling it.
Love that pick. Best tackle in the draft. At least biggest upside for sure. Fentanyl?
Okay, the Jaguars at pick 5. Obviously, there's a couple different routes they could go here. They need more weapons. They basically only have Brian Thomas. They need O-line. They need D-line. I mean, this team needs pretty much everything. I'm going to try to beef up their D-line. I'm taking Mason Graham. This dude he's powerful. He's got a crazy motor. He's just very consistent, and he's good both against the run and the pass. I just think he's a solid all-around prospect. The day one starter right away. And I think he'll really help their interior line with their stud pass rushers they have. So, like I said, they could have gone different routes here, but I'm going to go Mason Graham.
To me, other than that, Carter, I mean, he's a plug and play day one for a decade. You got at least above average player on your team.
Yeah.
It's only fitting, boys, that I got the Raiders for pick 6.
Oh, okay, of course.
Is
Vegas, baby.
the easiest pick of the draft, in my
Do it.
opinion.
Do it then. Do it.
Here.
Of their history, we can go back
Do it.
to Darius Hayward Bay.
Say the name. Say the name.
As long as you want. But these MFers like drafting fast guys with high potential.
Say it.
Ashton Genty.
Genty. I knew it.
It's possible.
Running.
I knew you were going to say Ashton Genty here. God dang it. Realistically, this is definitely a spot he could land for sure.
Yes. Sorry, Kristaps Porzingis just got bloodied and an elbow to the head. So
Uh-oh.
It must be watching on Buff Streams, brother. That was like 15 minutes ago.
We're a delay. I had to catch up. All right. I'm a little bit behind. Jeez. Pick 7.
New York team number 2. Well, there's a lot. I mean, what need do the Jets not have, honestly?
For real. Yeah.
I like the Jets quite a bit. They're one of like the side teams I cheer for, and it's just so disappointing.
How do you pick that? When you pick the Jets?
My brother,
is that
my
just
older
'cause they're
brother's
always
always
bad or
been
what?
a Jet. No, my older brother's a pretty big Jets fan, so I just want them
Okay.
to be good for him.
Why?
Just
Why?
once.
Why though? Like, why the?
I don't know,
Why is
dude.
he a Jets
Me and my
fan?
family are weird, I guess. There's a Giants fan, legitimately, a Jets
Spin-
fan, a Bengals
Gotta
fan.
respect it though if he's stuck it out through all this pain.
If you're a Jets fan at all, I just know
Dude,
you're
the
lonely.
Sanchez years were like
Dude.
literally heaven.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Those runs in 09, 2010, that was so crazy.
They
And
were like, and they didn't
Jets
get their
the
asses
butt
whooped
fumble.
or anything in the championships. Yeah, that was later.
We don't talk about that.
Anyways, though, the Jets, like I said, they have a ton of like just so many needs. I mean, I'm looking at my board here, and I would love. I mean, Tyler Warren would be a fun prospect. I think, other than oh my gosh, who was the tight end that was drafted by the Raiders last year? He's amazing. Bowers, yes, probably the best tight end prospect ever. Warren's not too far behind, in my opinion, but I think they got to beef up the trenches here. And I'm going to go with my guy from UT, Kelvin Banks.
Love that.
Calvin Banks Jr., huh?
Yes, sir.
We got to keep track of how many Longhorns Ron picks on this. That's number one right there.
Maybe some bias. There might
Just
be
a
some
little
bias.
bit.
And yours might go in the first round. Who knows?
that would be terrible.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
All right. Carolina at 8. 5-12 last year. Quite an improvement with Bryce Young. The defense is terrible. Xavier Woods, the safety, led the team in tackles. They have nobody on defense. Jadeveon Clowney, the journeyman, led the team in sacks with 5.5 last year. Need to get more guys on defense. Who's that coming down the track? The meme machine in red and black. It's Jalen Walker from Georgia, the edge. Get some guys on defense. Make some tackles. Let Bryce sling it. We're taking Jalen Walker at 8.
Love.
I like that.
I like that a lot, too.
Jalen Walker. Okay. So to update my big board here. Before I pick the Saints, pick at 9. I'll read the top 8. We have Titans, Cam Ward, Browns, Travis Hunter, Giants, Abdul Carter, Patriots, Will Campbell, Jags, Mason Graham, Raiders, Ashton Genty, Jets, Kelvin Banks Jr., and Panthers, Jalen Walker. I will admit to you guys, I had no idea what route to go with the Saints. I could see a QB go here, obviously. Derek Carr's at risk of missing the entire season.
Whoa, it was that big?
What was that, Ben?
His injury is that big? I didn't think he was that hurt.
He is at risk of missing the season. Nothing is confirmed yet, obviously, but he could miss the entire season. So they could pick QB. I just don't know if this is where they would take him. I feel like they could wait till later in the first, potentially even second, with the way things have been shaking out here these last couple of days. I saw the over-under for what pick Shador goes is dropped all the way to like 21.5 now. So Some people might not even have him in the first round, which is crazy to think about. So I think I'm going to pass on a QB here. I'm going to go, in my opinion, the best tackle left. Obviously, they need to improve in the trenches here big time, the Saints. Armand Membu, I probably butchered his name, from Mizzou.
Love it.
He is more of a project, but the dude is only 20 years old, and his upside is just tremendous. So I think they'll take a project here. Armand Membu. Sorry if I butchered your name.
That was my other
You guys
option.
think the Saints could go QB here, or am I just tripping?
100%.
Saints are a mess. Kamara's going to get the last couple of years of his deal, and he's not going to be there anymore. I did see that they did not accept the fifth-year option for I can't remember his name. They did take Olave's fifth-year option. They declined a tackle's fifth-year option, so that could be foreshadowing to that. He was my other guy.
Was it Trevor Penning?
Couldn't confirm or what it was.
Okay.
I just saw Chris Olave's name and read it.
Yeah, no, I love the Mendu pick. And I could totally see them going quarterback. They're another one of those teams that has basically unlimited needs, especially with their tackle retiring.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I figured just go tackle here.
Right.
I feel like the South is relatively open. We don't know what Michael Penix is going to do. Carolina's not very good.
I'm a Penix believer, though, I will say.
I mean, Tampa Bay is clearly the number one, but we're still, Tampa Bay is still there.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely beatable Tampa, but for sure best odds. The Bears, first NFC North team here.
Very interesting pick here, Spinny.
I
Bears
feel
still
like
suck.
This is an absolute lock defensive player for the Bears. They've spent a lot on offense and they spent a lot on their line. I just feel like it's locked. And the best pass rushing defensive player left is Walter Nolan from Ole Miss. So that's who I'm going to go with here for the Bears.
Love that. I had him as the second option at 8.
He's obviously not a run defender at the D tackle position, but the Niners are deep enough there and have guys all across the board that can do that. So they're probably going to take the upside pass rush here. But this man can't defend the run to save his life.
Pick 11.
Well, I guess that brings it to me at pick 11. I have the 49ers, and I think this is one of the more fun picks, maybe of the whole first round, just because, I think most people expect them to bounce back, at least reasonably, at least to be sniffing the playoffs again. I was hoping to get potentially one of the 3 tackles. I think that they're potentially looking into, long term there, but the top 3 tackles are gone, in my opinion. And just looking at the board, I can just see Shanahan just drooling, seeing Mr. Warren there. And it's kind of terrifying me as a Packer fan, knowing our history with the 49ers. If they have a healthy Kittle with Tyler Warren and a healthy Pearsall, oh boy, Tyler Warren's the pick. I'm sending it.
Ooh,
that would be so fun.
Yeah,
I will admit.
I'm going
I
for
would
it.
hate it as a Vikings fan as well. Any NFC team getting a player like that, especially with the coaching they have, that would be fun.
Plug and play type of player right there. He's going to catch it on quick. He's going to make plays. He's going to be a part of the offense. He's going to be part of the weekly game plan. I love him. He's a monster.
I also guarantee that man does not get past this next pick here at pick 12 if he's available. I would bet any amount of money on it.
Oh, then that makes me highly concerned because I have the Cowboys at 12, 7-10 last year, 3rd in the NFC East. The NFC East is only getting better. I did write down that Dak was quoted, or I made up the quote that I need more weapons. I don't know what to say. If Jerry's in the war room, I could be completely wrong. I like Omarion Hampton from UNC, the running back there. I also like my favorite rookie wide receiver out of the class that I want on my fantasy team is Ted McMillan. So I'm open to any of those guys. I'm going to say Omarion Hampton out of UNC.
Cowboys like to draft drunk, so
I'm in a tough spot here. Tough spot. I'd love to hear what you guys think.
Omarion. I think overall it might be a tad too soon for him, but I do think he's the second best running back in the class. So they clearly need a running back, and they definitely need another receiver. So I don't hate that pick.
That's what I thought too. CD's a clear number 1. We need somebody else. Brandon Cooks is in retirement, out of retirement.
Yeah, you can't rely on Brandon Cooks.
The need is so great. And I think the Cowboys, I don't know if they're Super Bowl contenders, but I still think they're a darn solid team. They're going to be there if they're healthy.
Agreed.
Oh, man.
As long as there's Parsons and.
Well, you know what? I guess we'll see what the new coaching staff does, but.
Couldn't be any worse than needs to play Madden to figure out 2-minute scenarios, Mike McCarthy.
Oh, yeah. I'll keep my comments to myself.
Oh my gosh. All right, pick 13, Dolphins. Javon Holland is gone. Jalen Ramsey's likely to be traded. They need to beef up their secondary. I'm going to go the cornerback route. Do I take one of Ron's guys here?
Do it.
Yes, he's worth it.
He deserves
I
it.
think I'm going to take Jahdae Barron here.
I love that.
Cornerback out of Texas. He's versatile. He can play corner. He can play nickel. He can play potentially some safety too. The concern is he's a little short. He's got short arms, but he is damn fast, so that makes up for it.
Like that pick. This is the easy. I take back what I said about the Raiders pick, because this has now become by far the easiest pick in the draft. And that is Tet McMillan to the Colts. The unbelievable need. And yeah, I mean, they probably need a receiver more than any team in the league, to be honest with you. I mean,
I like this spot for Tet.
Michael Pittman as your one is not good, and I don't even know who.
What do you mean, Spinny?
Come on now, Michael
Pittman's a monster.
Michael Pittman's not a one. Let's he's good, solid 2-3.
That's your man's though, Spinny.
I like him. He's not a one. I like him a lot. He's my fantasy guy, but
Maybe a 1B.
He's not a one.
1B.
He's a 2. Okay.
I'm with you, Spinny.
I just can't get separation in any amount, like especially if teams are keying in on him. You just can't get separation in those scenarios. One-on-one, yeah, great, love him. That's why he's great too. But I just don't think, like, if teams are game planning for him, that he can be successful.
All right.
That's fair.
Well, I guess
15.
that brings 15, the Falcons. Like I said, I'm a big Michael Penix believer. I think they got some good weapons around them. I don't want to say I believe in Kyle Pitts because that would make me look like an idiot.
Oh my god, fuck Kyle Pitts.
But
Fuck
I
that.
know there's still like 1% of me that believes in him.
Right, it's over. I love it too, but it's over.
Yeah, probably. But
you're making me kind of want to buy a little Kyle Pitts stock.
I know, same.
I mean, I just think back to like a tight end like Vernon Davis. True. Like he was super talented, but just took him 3, 4, 5 years before he really put it together. I mean,
all right.
He was also, I believe, a top 10 pick. But anyways, going back to the Falcons, I think that they're going to go edge. I think that's a pretty big need for them. They need something on defense. And this is a player that is kind of almost a dream pick that I have for the Packers, even though it's not really what they see as a need, even though I see it as a need, an edge player. Shamar Stewart from A&M. I think he's going to be a really good pro.
Shamar.
Myles Garrett Jr., we're hoping.
Yeah.
That's some lofty words we're talking about.
That is.
Right. Yeah, that is.
Hopefully I'm right. At 16, we got the Cardinals, 8-9 last year, third in the NFC West. What are the Cardinals really doing? Kyler Murray is not worth $230 million. I don't think Jonathan Gannon has done a great job being the new coach over there.
Wow.
I don't think so. So they could be anywhere. I think they're going to look at this, that they have Maserati Marv. They have James Conner, who has really ascended his career in Arizona. They got Kyler Murray. So I think they're going to look at this and say the Isaiah Simmons project failed, and we want to try that. He is excited for Dad.
Good job, Kitty. I got my co-host here,
love the cards.
There we go. So we are going to take the other Will Johnson, linebacker out of Virginia Tech.
Ooh.
He gets all over the field, ACC guy. I think he's a ball hawk too, but that is going to be my Studley pick of the new Isaiah Simmons 2.0.
Is that supposed to be like a bad omen for poor Will Johnson, or?
Yeah, are you hating on Willie J?
No, not at all. When I wrote it down, everybody was thinking I was talking Will Johnson from Michigan.
Michigan.
There's a different Will Johnson out there.
Yeah.
That's who I like.
I don't hate that pick, but Isaiah Simmons sucks.
Exactly. Let's try it somebody else.
Facts. Federal Bustler.
Okay. You will see the first 16 picks on your screen now. I'll read the last 8. Armand Membu to the Saints. Walter Nolan to the Bears. Tyler Warren to the Niners. Omarion Hampton to the Cowboys. Dolphins take Jahdae Barron. Colts take Tet McMillan. Falcons take Shamar Stewart. Cardinals take the other Will Johnson, according to them. Okay. Pick 17.
And now to the only ownership group worse than the Pohlads.
I mean, it is so blatantly obvious that they need to take literally anybody on the defensive end with this pick. The Bengals do. You know what? I didn't fully expect him to be available at this pick. So I'm going to take the other Will Johnson.
I love that pick so much.
Cornerback from Michigan.
Back, baby.
Back-to-back Will Johnsons off the board. You can't make that shit up.
Damn. Like that pick as well. The Seahawks, new era for the squad. Sammy D, new quarterback for them. And I think this pick is fairly easy as well. DK Metcalf gone. Tyler Lockett gone. Need for them for sure. Playmaker on offense to play with JSN. So we're going to go with Ron's guy, Matthew Golden from Texas.
There we go.
Okay.
Love that.
Perfect. That brings us to pick 19, I believe, right?
Get somebody else out there. You can't throw the ball to JSN all day, right?
Pick 19, the Bucks.
Cool. I was actually hoping for the Bucks' sake that Will Johnson, cornerback, was going to fall to them. I thought that would be a wonderful, wonderful fit, but he didn't. So sometimes that's just how it goes. Looking at the big board here, there are still obviously plenty of amazing players available, but the one that stands out to me most is Michael Williams, and he also fills a pretty big need for the Bucks. And I, once again, think he's just going to be a heck of a pro.
I like that.
Lovely.
I almost took him for the Bengals.
Lovely. We got the Broncos at 20. Lost the wild card to the Bills. First time in the playoffs in 10 years. The defense is studly. Bo Nix is playing well. And I give it this take, is that Bo Nix played in college for, 5-6 years. Why not bring in a wide receiver? I feel like it's been played in the college football for 5-6 years too. We're going to take Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State. Let's reload that offense. Let's get it pushing. Marvin Mims is still kind of out there. I can't even remember who the other wide receivers on that team are. I know Cortland Sutton's out there. I know Tim something plays for Detroit. So let's get another wide receiver, Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State.
There's no way he busts. There's just no way.
No way?
There's no
played
way.
So many big games.
He's going to be on an NFL team for 10 years. He is such a good blocker, number one, and that's such an underrated value in wide receivers. Even if he's just an average receiver, some teams just always going to want him on the team. And I think that he's a hell of a receiver on top of that.
Like, what's his upside, though? That's my only
concern. I think that's a great point.
How good can he be?
I don't know if I'd take him in the first round.
Yeah.
I will say that. I don't know if his upside's compare him to the other Ohio State receivers. I don't know. Is he higher than any of them in the last 3 to 4 years, upside wise?
That's more where I'm at. Like, but if he can be consistent, like, I don't think guys like is the Chris Olave level attainable for him or not?
I do think so.
Because, like, I'm not saying same type of player, but I'm saying that
just pure level. Yes,
I get it. Attainable.
I think if he's got the skill set, he's played in big games. He can be physical when he needs to be. He's a great route runner. And I mean, just looking at it, if Laquan Treadwell can still be in the league, Emeka Egbuka can play in the league.
That's
too.
insane. It really is.
Just got signed to the Colts, year 10. I just saw it today. He's the
Good
last
for him.
receiver left.
That's
Good for him. Get that bag.
Yeah, for real.
Vikings
Good for
legend.
him. Yep. Packers legend too.
Stop it.
Juan?
Can you mute that word, Spinny? Is there a way that you
Packers?
can get in there?
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Thank you.
Federal?
Do I do it, boys?
Don't.
Yes.
No.
Should I do
Shake
it?
it up.
No.
Shake it up.
Please don't.
I think I should. Okay, well, the Steelers, pick 21.
Don't do it, Bus. You're going to steal my pick, you MFer. Don't do it.
I'm doing it. I don't even care. As you boys know, the Steelers have no quarterback on their roster other than a guy named Mason Rudolph.
Mhm.
I don't know why they haven't addressed this. Aaron Rodgers literally told them that he's going to take his sweet time, so I don't know why they think they should just wait for him.
Which
Other
one
teams
are you
like the
going
Giants.
on? That's the question.
The Giants immediately were like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to sign Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. But the Steelers are out here with no quarterback. Which one am I going to go? I'm going to go Shedeur Sanders right here. Pick 21.
Wow.
He fits that Steelers culture to a T. I mean, he would walk in.
I think he would. I think Mike Tomlin would get this man's head screwed on straight, and
True.
I think that's the perfect coach for Shedeur Sanders.
I would 100% agree with that.
In lollygagging a little too much.
I here am going to go with playmaker on offense. I think it's where the Chargers need to go. So we're going to go with Colston Loveland, tight end, Michigan here.
I
for the
wanted
Chargers.
him for a later pick.
I think he fits what the Chargers need on offense a lot.
Yes,
He's
he
reliable
does.
over the middle, mid 20-ish yard pass over the middle, which is one of Justin Herbert's best throws. I think he's a perfect match for that as well.
All right, and that brings us to pick 23, which belongs to the 13-time world champion, 4-time Super Bowl champion, only fan-owned team in the NFL
Oh my God.
and all professional sports. One of the oldest franchises in all of American sports, the Green Bay
All right, we get it.
Packers.
Your
They're
clock's
due,
at
by
like
the way.
10 seconds right now.
We get it. Stop
Anyways.
blazing Packers.
Your clock's at
The
like
Packers
10
low-key
seconds.
have a lot of needs. I think that their quarterback, line, running back, I think those are pretty solid and solidified. They think they have good edges. I'm not sold. I'm going to make a pick that I know they're not going to make, but God, would I love it if they made it. And I don't think that this player I'm going to take is actually going to be here. I'm going to go with Luther Burden because,
Oh my dude.
dude, I just
Done.
Jordan Love needs it. I mean, I think for what Jordan Love's ceiling is, Luther Burden he fits the kind of offense. I could see it just being perfect.
What is Jordan Love's ceiling? Because I think he's the second best quarterback on that team.
I think that's ridiculous. Now,
All right, Vince. Chill with that.
does Malik Willis fit LaFleur's system absolutely perfectly? I don't think there's any denying that. But as pure quarterbacks, I mean, Jordan Love's got an elite arm. I mean, there's no denying that. The guy can throw rockets among the.
Well, I have him on one of my dynasty teams. So
In
you
fact,
better
I'm pretty
fucking
sure he
turn
is the
over.
fastest recorded throw in NFL history. I could be wrong on that, but I think he does. Now,
Looks
does he
like
make
he's
some
pretty
absolutely boneheaded decisions? Yeah. Has he made the playoffs 2 years
Yeah.
and 2 years as a starting quarterback? Yeah. How many NFL teams would take that? 25 plus?
Don't pull a Matt Ishbia here and say everyone but 3 teams will take my roster.
I mean, he hasn't been a disappointment, and I don't know if his ceiling's not Aaron Rodgers, but I think he could be an all-pro type quarterback. I really do.
No, I think
like I
Jordan
said,
Love's
it better happen, man. I got him on my dynasty team. So
I think Jordan Love is the perfect guy to be number 3 behind Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's definitely got the potential for it.
I mean, hey, I would take a Hall of Fame career, but I'm not gonna bet on that.
No.
All right, on to the better team here, the Vikings.
With that, I was going to say with the better team of the NFC North, can we get a little skull here real quick? I'm
Yeah, let's go. Come on, Ron. Come on, Ron.
Bills jersey. I apologize about that. 14-3 last year. Didn't end the way we wanted it to. Goodbye, Sammy D. We've got JJ McCarthy, our new young gunslinging national champion at QB. But we're going to be on the defensive side this time. Cam Bynum is gone. Harrison Smith is at the tail end of a Hall of Fame career. Let's all forget about Lewis Seen.
I don't want a safety.
What?
I don't want a safety.
Oh, well, I'm picking one. Unless my other option was we were going to let Kwesi cook and get rid of somebody. I like Nick Emanawari, the safety from South Carolina.
Good player.
And crickets.
Yeah, wow.
Crickets.
I don't want a safety. And man gives me Mark Barron vibes, low key, which I don't like either. So
Was he a Viking?
No.
Mark Barron became a linebacker and crushed it.
Oh yeah, okay.
Mark Barron was the same draft as Harrison Smith.
Now I know exactly who you're talking about now.
What do you think, Bus?
Before I say the Texans pick, the last 8 picks: Bengals at 17, Will Johnson; Seahawks, Matthew Golden; Bucks, Michael Williams; Broncos, Emeka Egbuka; Steelers, Shadur Sanders; Chargers, Colston Loveland; Packers, Luther Burden; and Nick Emanwari. To the Vikings, I will admit here, boys, I had a lot of those guys that were just picked targets for this Texans pick.
Before you take the nobody cares about Texans pick, can you give an opinion on the Vikings pick on the damn Minnesota pod that we're on, or are you just going to ignore me again?
I don't like it as well. I'm with you, Spinny. I don't want a safety at all, but I understand why. Like, obviously, there's valid reasons for picking a safety here at this pick for sure.
I will give you the off argument then, because man is athletic as beep.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't hate the pick at all. I just hate being the team that takes the first safety.
But 4.3, 840, 43-inch vertical, and 11.6 broad jump.
He's 6'3".
Yeah, I mean,
from parts unknown.
Crazy.
I did also have Donovan Jackson as well, the guard from Ohio State.
Yeah.
If we wanted to go that route too, that was an alternative option. But I think we've got to have a new guy up back.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
I just get Cam Chancellor vibes a little bit from him off the top end, like athlete, tall.
Is that not
big.
a good thing?
No, it is.
Like Cam Chancellor wasn't.
Well, I'm trying to give the opposite argument. Everyone hates this guy, so I'll be devil's advocate if nobody else is gonna do it. And
I gotcha.
Huge upside.
He does.
Lewis Seen vibes a little bit too on bust potential.
And when we draft him tomorrow, Spinny, what size are you? Are you a children's medium or a children's large that I can send to?
Adult small for sure.
You finally made it.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck, man. You gonna pick already there, Houston, or what?
Yeah,
I guess I'll make my pick since you guys took all the players I wanted for the Texans. We're gonna go. I don't want to pick. Let's go, Josh Simmons, tackle for Ohio State. They need, obviously they lost what's his face. Why am I drawing a blank? Spinny, help me out. Tackle for the Texans.
Oh, Laramie
Tunsil. Laramie.
Yeah, Laramie Tunsil. So they need somebody to protect Stroud. I was hoping though that Emeka Egbuka would still be available. You know, reunite him with CJ Stroud. I thought that would have been a perfect pick here. I even considered Colston Loveland. I think they just need one more weapon, right? I mean, Diggs is gone. Tank Dell's going to be out all season. Nico Collins is just not enough to get it done, I don't think. But we'll instead go in the trenches and take a tackle.
Well, this is a fun one because if this player is available at this pick, I am decently confident in him going here, and it's one of the most perfect scenarios allowed. So the Rams are going to take Jackson Dart here at 26.
Wow.
That's great.
Love that.
I think him paired with McVay would be nasty going forward.
And
Stafford's
just
probably
a
got
year.
a year or two left. That Dart needs to sit and learn from a guy who is very similar play style to him. I just like the fit up and down all around if man makes it this far.
Yeah. No, and that brings us to pick 27, which is the Ravens. They're gonna one of these years they're gonna break through and at least make the bowl, right?
Probably not.
I mean, I'm not even really a Lamar Jackson fan, but I want the guy to make this. I want him to get one. He really does deserve it.
He does, but you think they're gonna beat the Chiefs? I just don't think they are.
I'm so over the Chiefs, dude. I know, like,
People
No,
are so
I
over the
don't.
Patriots too, but like nobody beat them in the playoffs.
I'm still over the Patriots. But anyways, I'm gonna kind of go a little bit, probably I guess not what people would think. I'm gonna go with North Dakota State, my rival. I went to South Dakota State, my rival school. Inside guard Gray Zabel. I just feel like that mix. I don't know. Get a little NDSU toughness in there. Just I don't know. It could really be maybe.
I almost took him at 25.
He was my guy.
He's nasty. He's nasty.
He's been flying up draft boards lately.
And I've watched this guy play like legitimately many times now. He's nasty. I'm telling you, he's physical. He'll get up into guys, and he's a guy that will truly play to the echo of the whistle. So,
have you watched this man play live, Ron?
not in person,
Okay.
unfortunately, but
Just wanted to see if one of us had a live take on one of these guys.
yeah.
With that brings me to the Lions. Of course, the Lions are going to face a little bit of regression this year. I think they might have peaked just a little bit. Aaron Glenn's gone. Ben Johnson is gone. I do like Gray Zabel here as well. Their offensive line is good. They don't necessarily need somebody on offense in the trenches, but the defense is shredded. They faced a lot of injuries last year. Aiden Hutchinson, we never know with the leg what he's going to come back at. I did have a couple of guys that already got taken, but we're going to take Donovan Izaruka, the edge from Boston College. It's a crazy last name. It is. EZEIR something. Lions are going to try to boast up the defense. The offense is there as well. So that's who we're going to take.
I'm glad you picked him because I was just worried about taking him because I had no idea how to say that last name. Honestly.
I scribbled it on the big board back there. I'm not sure if it's right, but
Well, I'm kind of thinking the same route here with the Commanders. They need an edge rusher. Dante Fowler, the leading sack guy from last year, is gone. With Donovan now off the board, I think the best one available is James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee. So I'm going to take him for the Commanders here. I also could see them going secondary. They need corners and safeties. So Malachi Starks, safety from Georgia, is another option I considered here. But I'm going to go James Pierce, edge rusher from Tennessee.
The Eagles don't need this man, Ben. The Eagles don't need him, so be happy.
he fell in the draft because he's got character issues that no one ever mentioned until now. James Pierce Jr., he's 6'7", 238, 245. He's an absolute monster. He will play wherever he needs to be, and how we would have cooked that up. But James Pierce Jr. is my new favorite player in the 2025 NFL draft.
If the Eagles get another Jalen Carter 2.0 situation, I'm going to off myself.
Because they're dogs out there.
Poodles, maybe. Buffalo's going defense here. They're going the old style Patriots formula. And they got a good running back in James Cook, and they're just going to go Allen making all the stuff happen on offense with a good offensive line and try to stack that D and build up that way, which I like for them. So we're going to go a position of need for them on defense. We're going to go defensive back Trey Amos from Ole Miss here to Buffalo.
I actually really like that pick. I think that could turn out with some. Oh, go ahead.
Bigger, slower corner. Not a huge vertical, but big and long, which makes up for it. Real ball hawk, kind of gets burned sometimes on that, kind of burn and pick kind of guy. But I think there's a chance he starts for Buffalo right away if they would take him.
Yeah, as long as he gets enough picks, I mean, it's well worth it.
Fact.
Brings us to Kansas City at number pick 31, and I feel like there's almost, if they don't trade out, and I also forgot to say this for Baltimore as well, I feel like any of these last 5-6 picks are very decent chance that they get traded out of.
Yeah.
But if Kansas City stays, they're going to pick an offensive lineman after how the Super Bowl went. I feel like there's just no way that they don't. It was basically like watching the Bucs Super Bowl over again.
Mm-hmm.
But also I feel like at the end of most first rounds, there's always like kind of a reach / random tackle or offensive lineman you wouldn't think would get picked. So I'm going with Charles Grant out of William and Mary. He's mostly projected to be a late second round pick, but I don't know. It's literally just a complete random hunch I have, and I'm just going to roll with it.
Love that.
That kind of shit always happens. You're right. Honestly.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, Ben, close us out with
the last pick, the
Darth Vader of the NFL here.
Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know what the Eagles are going to do. I feel like Howie would have cooked up something. He might have traded this. I liked James Pierce here. The offense is good. The defense is good. I think they're going to want somebody else on the interior D-line, another Grant. We're going to take Kenneth Grant out of Michigan, a D tackle. The Eagles, I don't know what to think, but somehow they can make it work. Vic Fangio can get the guys going in there. I think he's going to be able to kind of right the ship if there's any righting of the ship needed. But the Eagles are there to stay.
Absolutely.
All right. In conclusion,
Howie is like the best GM in the league. Also, just got to say that really quick.
One of the best of the last
20. Why do you got to say that?
I hate him. I hate that he's good, and I hate that he works for the Eagles. But man is a unworldly GM. You make a good point, Ron. Like one of the best of the lifetime. Yeah.
The two Super Bowl teams are so different, but yet they're still like not even that far apart. It's kind of incredible.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Ridiculous.
What? Muss?
I just don't like you shouting out somebody from the Eagles. Just don't even acknowledge it. It might be true.
What about Smitty?
But we don't need to acknowledge it.
Aren't you a big Devontae Smith fan, Fetty?
Yeah, but that's because of Alabama. That has nothing to do with Philly.
Yeah, what about Jalen Hurts too?
Yeah,
I think you're the closeted Eagles fan who's just trying to keep us in the game. That's what I'm seeing here.
I do love AJ Brown too, so
exactly. Man's hiding.
I feel like
making fun of us, making up for his crap, hiding behind the screen. Classic.
I feel like the Eagles have been so fun for so long, though. Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, LaShawn McCoy. I mean, Nnamdi Asomugha, Vince Young. They've had some such fun teams, but we don't really. And Mike Vick too. Mike Vick was on that team. So, but no, Eagles suck.
That's all. All right, whatever. In conclusion, last 8 picks: 25 the Texans, Josh Simmons; Rams, Jackson Dart; Ravens, Gray Zabel; Lions, Donovan. Whatever. I'm not even gonna try to butcher it. Boston College. Commanders, James Pierce Jr., Bills, Trey Amos, Chiefs, Charles Grant. A little surprise there to end the first round. And Eagles, Kenneth Grant from Michigan. That rounds us out. Sorry, Hardies and Hardos. We had Ron. His laptop died. So appreciate Ron joining us. Ben, appreciate you coming on back-to-back episodes, man. For real, that's awesome.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me. We're rolling into summer. I'm sure we've got some MLB midseason things coming up, some MLB awards coming up. Buxton had a great catch last night, but we're focused on the draft. It's going to be a big day for a lot of kids tomorrow. Their future starts and ends tomorrow. So I'm excited to see what comes of it. I'm excited to see some classy suits that I know that Mankato doesn't sell or Minneapolis doesn't sell. So we're looking forward to it. I appreciate it again.
Facts. Love you, Ben. Have a good night, my guy.
Peace.
Okay, Spinny. My Q&A for you.
Okay.
What was just looking at our list here? What was the biggest surprise to you?
Jackson Dart falling to 26. I think this.
You think he's going to be picked before that?
Yeah. I think there's a real good chance he goes before Shador, just on the upside.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was my biggest surprise personally. Was that you?
I did think that was probably my biggest one. Amari and Hampton, I didn't think he would go as high as 12. I thought he'd be late first round, somewhere in the 20s. Obviously, he's that talented of a player, and we've seen running backs go that high in these recent drafts, so that's no surprise from that standpoint, though. Honestly, overall, though, I felt like we were pretty close to like where all these guys seem to be projected.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like we did a pretty good job. It was a live mock draft. It's obviously none of us are draft experts by any means, and
Agreed.
It's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out tomorrow. But Ashton Genty, I mean, obviously, if he actually goes as high as pick 6, it's always surprising to see running backs that high.
Yeah,
so
agreed. And I don't
know.
I can see Armand going higher. I think he dropped a little bit. I think I can see that man being the first or second lineman off the board in that 6 range as well.
Yeah. Vikings. Last question I'm going to ask you here. What we kind of obviously already touched on it, but like, what route do you want us to go? Do you want us to trade back at this spot? Do you want to pick a player here? What are you thinking?
I think the trade back thing would make sense for the fact.
I think so too. I hate it, but it makes sense.
I hate it, but also we don't have a need that's like glaring.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so it's like, I'd rather trade back, potentially get more opportunities in next year's draft when we're going to have guys that are leaving and whatever, and we got to decide on Addison, and there's multiple different things going on where I feel like the flexibility for us would be good at those given points. That being said, like, our linebacking core is an area where if one of these guys falls farther, I think we could use somebody, and the secondary. So I think that's where the pick goes if it's taken, but I would love the trade back this time right now.
Yeah, I just think like Worry, Malachi Starks, like if we went the safety route, I just feel like those guys could definitely potentially be available day 2. So like, why not trade back, get more assets, take the guy you want anyways in the second round instead. So
yeah, agreed. And I don't know, like, it just depends on where they fall, but like,
right.
There's, Amon Wari has such an upside that I could see him being potentially day 1.
For sure.
And I don't love, like, if we're going to take a safety, above 6 foot guy who runs a 4.38 vertical with a 43 or 4.38 40 with a 43-inch vertical is kind of what I'm looking for. Like, if we're going to draft a safety that has that level of upside at least. So, yeah.
Just please not a Lewisine 2.0. Like, we just don't need another bust at the safety spot at the end of the first round. Even though we could have, a different safety on our team, if you know who I'm talking about, but whatever. That's just how it goes.
In the game, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, Hardy Sardos, we appreciate you again.
Thanks.
We'll get some sort of MLB content out here soon. And obviously, just keep watching the playoffs, man. We've had some crazy games so far, some insane blowouts, especially the Thunder. That team is just looking absolutely ridiculous so far. So we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about here in these coming weeks, Spinny.
C's up 2-0. Wolves 1-1 tie. That one, I felt like they could have won last night. We were just between 8 and 15 for like an hour and a half. It was
just the offense was ridiculously bad. The defense was fine. I mean, we held them under 100 points.
Dude,
yeah.
We got like 10 stops in a row there in the fourth, and we couldn't.
Oh my! The fourth was pissing me off. Yeah.
Like, how many stops in a row are we gonna get?
They actually missed 10 straight shots in the fourth.
Yes, and we made one bucket in that time.
Yeah, I was like, dude, they literally
freaking doing.
I literally said that last night. I was like, they are begging us to win this game.
Literally, they are.
Yeah.
Yes. It was so dumb. We have to. I know. Let's go on a Wolves tangent here for 20 seconds, but
yeah.
I know what you're saying about not playing Rudy, and they literally hunted him. Reeves. It was like Reeves, LeBron, Luka trio every third possession, 1-on-1 with Rudy. That was their offense for like.
That's their offense. They don't do anything else
to the game. But the Lakers' best lineup is with Rui and LeBron as the bigs. That's their best lineup.
Right.
With Luka and Reeves and who am I forgetting? Luka, Reeves, LeBron, Rui, and oh my gosh, Bus. Who am I forgetting right now? It's going to drive me nuts.
DFS in there?
Oh, yeah, and Dorian Finney-Smith. That's their best lineup.
Yeah.
But we have to be able to take advantage of that lineup with how big we are. But Rudy last night couldn't 7 rebounds in freaking 6 rebounds in 30 minutes is unbelievably inexcusable for him against that type of lineup.
1 board spinning he had.
There was a play where like the ball was like 3 feet away from him and man just like looks at it and like doesn't even take a step, and then the Lakers got the rebound. I was like, what are we doing?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, it was like off to the right short corner of the basket. It's just like, what are we doing right now? Your only job is to rebound the basketball. That's why you're on the court. That's why we're letting Luka make you look like you're a 7th grade basketball player right now.
Literally.
That's why we're okay with that. It's
because
you are 4 inches taller than everyone on the fucking court and can go rebound the basketball. But he wasn't even doing that. It's like, why is this guy on the court? And again, this is not why we lost this game, and I hate to be this guy, but the reffing was effing atrocious. Again,
it was so bad.
The Nas fouls, the freaking
Dante.
What's the Daniel supposed to fucking do against Luka? Like, what's the man supposed to fucking do? You can't fucking.
Also, is Luka like just immune to technical fouls? This dude literally gets to sprint directly at refs. That's an immediate tech. You can't charge a ref. Like, how was he not teed up yesterday? That blows. Ant would have got kicked out of the fucking game if he was doing the shit that Luka was doing last night. 100%.
Also, like, I get a superstar whistle, but every fucking drive that he didn't make the shot was a whistle.
Yeah.
Every drive that he did not make was a whistle. It's like, Jaden McDaniels is a top 10 defender in the league, no matter what you want to say. I think he's better than that, but that is inarguable. And he just never once makes a good play on Luka. Not once. Not one time.
Yeah. And you know what's even more embarrassing? When all the national media people, all the analysts, whatever, before the game are saying the refs are going to play a factor in this game. Yeah. Like, they're going to call a million fouls, blah, 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 blah. Everyone was saying that. And then it's ridiculous to me that we can acknowledge that and then we watch it live and then nothing changes. It's just unreal.
They let him play in game 1. Like, they let him play the perfect amount. Like, game 1 reffing was perfection to me.
There was like 30 fouls versus like 50 in game 2.
Well, it's like, how do you go from that to fucking calling damn, like, they're like, there was a couple of Luka ones where it's like, you're really going to call that in a fucking playoff game? Like, are you serious?
Touch fouls, literally.
It's ridiculous to me. So it's like that change from 1 to 2 is crazy. I don't know. I still think the Lakers probably win this series, but how it's looked so far, the Wolves should win it. Like
The Wolves should win this series. They
Yeah.
just need to make shots. They have more adjustments they can go to than the Lakers do. So,
Lakers also very, very clearly, which I mean, this was obvious with the Mark Williams situation and how that all went down, but they need a big, very,
Yeah.
very, very obviously. Like, even if you had like I don't know, man, there's so many guys that would just make them infinitely better.
well, just literally Mark. Like if they had Mark Williams, they would probably be destroying us. I wouldn't even lie.
They could have Robert Williams. They could have Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
They could have fucking,
Yeah.
I don't know, Luka Garza for fucking
Anybody to catch a lob from
yes, would
Doncic,
probably
yeah.
catch a lob and be a legitimate defensive threat, which Jackson Hayes is not.
Correct.
It's crazy. Go Wolves. It's going to be a fun series, but it's going to be an annoying one for Wolves fans, I think.
Yeah, it absolutely is. All right, Hardest Hardos, we appreciate y'all. We have to go on these little rants about the Wolves. Always do.
Hug your friends
All
and
right, y'all.
family. Love you all.